AnimeNEXT staff launched investigation into sexual misconduct allegations against former con chair. Multiple women reported sexual misconducted by Eric Torgersen in 2015. Staff follow with the vote that made him convention chair. Allegations of sexual misconduct against a former member of the board of Atlantic City's AnimeNEXT convention has led to an ongoing internal investigation. Former con staff member AnimeNEXT posted her story on Facebook on March 12, where she alleged the board members was Hansi made inappropriate comments and invited her back to his room in 2015. Anime News Network learned via former convention staff members that the allegations were levied against longtime AnimeNEXT staff Eric Torgersen. Annie stated in her post that she and another woman let staff know about the incident in 2015, and was under the age of 21 in 2015. Told Anime News Network that Torgersen invited her to his room for drinks at night and made various sexual comments to her over the course of the convention weekend. I have noticed the big uproar with Vic and how people have stepped up and came out about things that have happened, and inspired me to share my story. At this point, though I'm afraid to reveal my name, I still want to tell my story. I'm a staffer in AnimeNEXT and a concher. Oh man, so long about that one. Like, it's a complete right one. Wait, there's another one. Sorry. Proper comments. He invited me back to his room. He was twice my age. It happened many times, but I ignored because I didn't think that there wasn't anything I could do about it. I then find out that he had happened to another girl. They should told me someone in staff. I guess the guy who was on the board of directors or something. I didn't even know that the con chair answered to someone. I told him my story as well, and the scenes like other came forward to the person. The con chair at the time seemed to have a type. I was even told by one of the other girls that made up compliant that the con chair like young Asian girls. The most of the thing that she told me that he had a wife his own age and was Asian too, and a child with her, but yet he was trying to get me to go to his room in the middle of the night. The person that complained told them that he took it very seriously and he will look into it and bring it to the board, and it seems necessary. I didn't know what that guy brought to the rest of the board. The con chair did not do anything inappropriate to me, at least for the rest of the weekends, but it did have some inappropriate encounters after the weekend, so we could have to make sure that it was nowhere here near him or not in the same room as him. I heard that the guy who complained was voted on the board right after the con and never saw him at the con again. I also found out that con chair was on the board of directors. He was re-elected to the board of directors and re-elected con chair even after the compliance. He also is in the board still these days, so he never said anything again about the matter. I don't know what was the compliance. He also still is on the board till the day, so I never said anything again about the matter. I know I was not the only one this happened too, and I finally found my voice. I will hope that some of the other girls will find their voice and speak up as well. Thank you. I never feared for my safety, but I think if I ever ended up in his room, which he invited up to the inappropriate hours for a drink. I was not drinking age, but it was over 18. Anime told Anime News Network. Torgersen was married in 2015. The allegations by Anime and other women are shared with AnimeNEXT AHA board of directors member at the time, Carlo Darcelin. Darcelin had been involved with the convention in some capacity since its inception, but will leaving follow Con's 2015 show. Darcelin said that 2015 was the first time I heard allegations against Torgersen. And it started with a wait a minute. Oh man. It all started with a complaint. When I was working in the green room, a girl mentioned that she was having a problem with Eric, but in a joking manner. At first, I did sound like she was serious, and I got the feeling that it was true, so I asked her directly. She said it is true, and he has been going since the previous year. She thought because he is a con chair that there was no one that she could complain to. I let her know what I am the bod, and then Eric answers to the bod, so I urged her to tell me everything that happened, and I will bring it up to the board. It just happened another staffer. Here I was talking and said to Eric, not the same her. Then, if it opened a floodgate, many women came to me with the stories of Eric doing this and other people. Darcelin said, he described the compliance as appropriate speech, unwanted touch, inviting women under the age of 21 to drink in his room at night, are generally making women feel uncomfortable. The women involved were predominantly Asian. I was told he will often try to get them alone or to a room with him at the con-related events. Darcy said he estimated that her directly was the related accounts involving a woman. Eric Torgersen's Facebook profile photo. In the stage Thursday events, Darcy will never get the opportunity to recount the stories of the board of directors. He reported the situation to the corporate chair. During the convention weekend, an emergency meeting was held. All board of directors members were asked to attend with the exception of Torgersen. It was decided during the meeting and to hold an additional meeting with Torgersen. Present after the convention wrap, Torgersen was not removed from his convention responsibilities. At the time, it was issued a warning to watch his conduct according to Darcy. The following meeting was meant to focus on allegations. It was scheduled for a day that Darcy could not attend. He informed the chair of the board he could not attend the day, but the meeting went forward without him. No, Darcy did not specify the board members. He spoke with a name. According to the AnimeNEXT programming guide for 2014, Dominic Santoriello was chairman of the board of directors. A corporate chair position is not listed. I was the board member at the time and knew the compliance, but I wasn't there to represent them at the meeting. Darcy said staff members that were present at the vote stated that allegations related to them by the president of the board, Robert Roste, was misrepresented as less serious. What we do is that one staff member reported that Eric was chatting with them and asked if they drank and invited them to his room for drinks. The request made them uncomfortable, so they reported it to another member of corporate HR, Carlo Darcy. And actually, it was a number of staff members who were approached in a similar fashion. Former staff member B told ANN. For the understanding, the decision had been made by the president and chairman of the board. We also happened to be Eric's best friend. To move on from the matter, they said Torgersen will remain on the board of directors, and the vote held at the meeting will make him convention chair for AnimeNEXT. Torgersen continued as a convention chair for 2 years following the vote. Darcy chose to retire from the convention following the 2015 vote. B alleges that Torgersen's behavior didn't stop after 2015 and that he continued approaching staff members drunk more quietly until at least 2017. Multiple former convention sources describe sexually mischarged behavior involving Torgersen. Former staff member C said, I always knew that Eric had a thing for your young Asian girls. It's not a big secret in the staff circle, but ignored it until they became unwarranted attention thing. Multiple sources describe Torgersen's relationship with 2 Asian women and the claim received preferential treatment. So this described a BDSM-like relationship that bled into work situations. He would show scratches in his forearms. They gave him elected with badges in the phone. They were also quick but into staff position, giving them access to guests at any time. They were out of line. He would handle it himself. B said the staff claimed situations involving the 2 women and convention parties directly the damaged relationships with missing guests. Multiple sources stated that the woman's involvement with AnimeNEXT led to an increased workload and stress in other staff members. There's relationships that we describe as a dom to sub, the nature where they could do anything they're beating, which include bringing in a guest that they wanted to see at the con, taking them to trips and conventions, which they paid for, horseback riding, dinner in NYC, blah blah blah. Former member A told ANN confronted Torgersen about the special treatment leading. And in AnimeNEXT 2014, which is set financial mismanagement, it left her style without proper hotel and accommodations. He told them to mind his own business. Ruby sorry. It was clear that threat to assault me. And he has his large white man and a woman, and the color that made him feel unsafe, and avoided speaking to him and seeing him at the corner, and he found out of fear for my safety. A said she reported the situation to convention vice chair Sarah Mulder. Nope, and the honorability for her shoulder. Either the especially didn't even be me. When I told them Eric threatened me, they act like I deserve it. Because my department were over our allotted budget. They had never seen or heard because the board had never shown it to me or discussed with me. A said. Aside to Torgersen's friendship with the fellow board members for his continual involvement with the con despite the allegations, the entire board of validated his behavior or simply look in the other way because he enjoyed the position of power and didn't want to ruin it. A said, AnimeNEXT Network contacted A. Kainan Stobotsi, AnimeNEXT current chairman of the board of directors, on April 2 regarding Ann May's Facebook post and was informed that an internal investigation in the allegation is ongoing. The investigation was still underway as of May 6. Slobosian clarified that Torgersen is no longer a member of the convention board of directors and declined to say whatever is currently in staff for AnimeNEXT 2019. A charge shared with AnimeNEWS Network via the former AnimeNEXT convention staffer shows Torgersen in his year's direction of exhibitions. Doing oversee Artist Alley in the exhibition hall. The staffer stated that they were not sure if the charge is currently up to date. AnimeNEWS Network conducted Torgersen via Facebook on April 23. We did not receive a reply as to this writing. Slobozian declined to provide a contact email for Torgersen, citing the convention's privacy policy. Torgersen's Facebook page currently lists him as the chairman for the convention.